promised, where we're going to do the benchmarks on that new computer build. I'm going to show you which runs we're going to do. We're going to do cinebench for one. It'll be R15, will be R20, because I've got a lot of different other benchmarks I can do comparisons with versus the stuff we have in the lounge from R15. And then we're also going to do some 3D mark and some crystal disk mark from the hard drive speeds. I'll show you that. So we're going to look at and see what the benchmarks for the SSD are right quick. You can see that the disk usage is spooling up now. Looking on here, so I'm getting around 530 megabytes per second read. That's pretty darn good. Let's see what our write's going to look like. Alright. See right down here, this one's really important. Like this one's in like the 1.0 or like point numbers. This is a lot of those Windows read and write activities. This is what's most important about an SSD versus a hard drive, because you can't run but just a few different actions at the same time on a hard disk before it gets too taxed or maxed out. But it's read and write, say like you put a hard drive in as your secondary drive, this number is actually not too bad. Like most hard drives nowadays can reach like 200 on your reads and like 180 or even 200 on the write, so just not bad either. So if you're storing large file content on hard drives, that's not bad. But it only really works if you don't keep your Windows operating system also on your hard drive that you're messing with. So games can load fast off hard drives. You just can't. You have to use them as secondary drives. But not bad. 532 reads and writes right across the board. You can see some of my other tests I've run. On our streaming PC, we have a 1920X 12-core 24-thread processor running for our streaming processor in the back. It's really ridiculous, running at $23.95 on the score. And we also have some other equipment in the shop, like that number 5 comes in at an i7 6700K. That's one of our members' PCs running at a 904. And then for reference, that Ryzen 3 1300X, that's one of our walk-in people off the, you walk in off the street and you want to play one of our games on one of our PCs. That's the score that one gets. It's a 549. But let's see what this Ryzen 7 3700X gets. And look at it go. See, like if you have a quad core, there'll only be like one of these 4 little squares for a quad core. A dual core would have 2. And if you got hyper threading, like 4 core 8 thread, there turns into 8 squares. This one's 8 and going to 16, so really ridiculous. Dang, it came in close to our Threadripper. Look at that. A 2091, and that's all in stock clocks too. Firestrike. A lot of my other Firestrike benchmarks I can compare it to are on the original Firestrike, so this will be a fun one to judge against. Let's see what happens here. Not bad, running around 80 or 90 frames in certain areas. On test load. There we go. Final test. more or less a CPU benchmark on this one. It's doing physics type rendering. Let's see what our final score is after we get the combined test. Physics, lighting, and movement all in one. These clouds are interesting. I've run tests like this before. It was like 2 or 3 frames per second. So seeing this full render at like almost 60 is kind of cool. Thinking over 10,000. Oh, look at there, 18,000. Jesus. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's compare this online to some of my other scores. Currently that sits in the 84% better than everybody else who ever runs this test. Compare it with my own. I'm going to go over to Firestrike. Now I just ran this. It was not a generic VGA. This was a 1650 running at 8,000 on an Athlon 3000G. It's like the cheapest, one of the cheapest AMD processors you can get. But here's the Threadripper PC running a 1080 Ti on Extreme though. Here's a 1920X Threadripper with a 1080 Ti getting an 18,800. It's got an 18,150. That is a crazy similar result for a 2060 versus a 1080 Ti. Alrighty, looks like we got Fortnite installed. Let's go ahead and get this launched. Hey, look at there. Alright, we're going to change this to solo. And let's take a look at settings. We're playing windowed full screen. I'm going to unlimit the frames. It's set to epic. 100% 3D resolution on everything. We're turning off VSync for the moment. We're going to show the FPS. Alright, everything looks good to me. Anything else we need to do? I think everything else I'm just fine with as it is. Alright. Where do I want to go? Down there looks pretty good. See what we get. Like somebody was going the same way. They were getting like 150 FPS. Hey, I got him with a freaking hammer. Look at there. Oh, wow. I got like no health. I knocked down a henchman, huh? Hey, henchman, die. Come on, well, shield potion, that would be nice. I want to swap those. That's an upgrade bench, huh? Well, you gotta get all this other kind of stuff. That's neat. That works. Alright, for my next trick is to run like hell.
Yeah.
I think there was some boats down here. There's
You can drive
a
the
boat.
boats on land.
Yeah. But I'm going to try to get to the boat and
So
drive.
what are you recording for right now?
Try to drive this boat north.
What are you recording for?
Just the performance of this PC, how well it plays Fortnite, and see if any issues arise while doing the testing on this. Oh goodness. What's the boost button? Not that. I don't think this has boost, does it?
No, it does.
Left
left
shift?
shift.
There we go. Get back. Alright, got some more gameplay footage going on. I think we passed our 10-minute mark, so the video ended. Alright, last few minutes of this match. See what we can do. Four people left somewhere. I think I saw some. Let's see how much 1080p footage I can get. I think I'm running out of space. There's somebody. Water landing. Victory Royale. Look at there. All right. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. Uh-oh. It's the Big Apple. Not bad. Thanks for hanging out with me, and hope you enjoyed the video. And like the benchmarks and all that. And don't forget, here at the Dash Gaming Lounge, we can do builds like this for you too.